Hello, friends, family, and fans of FFA, our Fabulous French Adventure. Just finishing up a couple of things in the kitchen here, making some batter for some cookies. Amy's favorite cookies, the cowboy cookies. And we get a lot of questions about living here and about cooking, about those kind of things. So I thought we would give you another little peek into things. Big question we get asked, maybe one of the biggest is it truly less expensive to live in Provence, France, or anywhere in France for that matter? And the answer is yes. We lived in Austin for almost 40 years. It was our adult home. We still consider it our adult home. And when we left there, we owned a couple of cars in our house, and of course I had a couple of businesses there, still running a couple of them. And we were spending about $9,000 a month to live there and live well, with Amy being a vegan and us trying to eat as much organically as we could. We moved to New York, to Rochester, New York, which is the second biggest city in New York, or the third, next to New York City, Buffalo, Rochester. Had just a little over 250,000 people, but a very much an agricultural area, agricultural community. Really the biggest city in New York is New York City, and it's the only city that's like that. So, and it cost us a lot less to live there. It was closer to about $5,000 to live there, in a similar way that we lived in Austin. But looking at the things that were going on, and what if, and knowing what our Social Security benefits were, and what our retirement was, we were looking for another way to be able to cut that in half again and still live well. And that's how we started looking around and looking overseas to see how we could maybe do that. And we were quite surprised, quite astounded, and pleasantly surprised to land here in Provence, where, yes, indeed, we spend about $3,500 a month. And that's for a lovely 4-bedroom, 2-bath home with air conditioning and an in-ground pool, a cabana on a lovely covered patio, and a garage with a loft. Rents are cheaper. That kind of house would cost you about $3,000 in Austin. It costs us about $1,600 a month here. The utilities a lot less as well. Our summertime electric bills are around $230. Our water bill is about $30 a month, and the gas bill comes in with that. So trash, gas, electric, water, all of that is costing us less than $300 a month, which is considerably less than we paid in either of those places in Austin and Rochester. And food's a big deal, right? So especially if you have a vegan and you're eating organic, it can be problematic and difficult and expensive. But we pay less for that too. I'm proud to report that overall it's about a 40-45% savings over what it cost us in the state to live exactly the same way. Now, are there differences? Absolutely, there's differences. And how do they do this? Especially in a little country where, $45,000 is a high salary. That's what doctors would get paid. So the salaries are lower, the country is smaller. As a matter of fact, the European Union itself, all 31 countries, not counting Russia, but all the 31 other countries in the European Union, you could fit that into the United States literally 2.3 times. I think that's why a lot of people in Europe are so enamored with the United States, because in comparison to all the countries that belong to the European Union, the United States is still massive and offers a lot. And it does. Unfortunately, it's getting a little bit messy there right now. But that is a lot of what attracts the Europeans to the U.S., the immense amount of space. Because things here are smaller. As you can see, I'm sitting in my kitchen. It's much smaller than we would be accustomed to. We have our microwave and toaster oven set up on about a 6-foot counter next to the stove over here. And then we have a rack back behind me for all the things that don't fit in the drawers and cupboards, because there's not many. and then the fridge is next to that. We did get a nearly American-sized fridge because, well, we were used to having 2 refrigerators at home, so we have downsized even in that regard. And then we put in a little separate island, if you will, right over here that gave us a little extra room and provided us with some badly needed space. And I got some things over here I'm going to show you, actually. So hang with me for a minute. Well, like I said, one of the reasons I think things work so well here is they really do things differently. One of the first things is everything here is recyclable. So you go to the store, you go to the boulangerie, or you go, to the market, and we go to all those. We use the store, the big store, for the hard goods. We use the boulangerie and the patisserie for the baked goods, and we use the market for our fruits and vegetables. Everything will come in these nifty little paper bags, which are very, very strong, very firm, and totally recyclable. They get folded up, either reused a few times, and then thrown in the recycle. Your soaps, anything like your hand soap, like this is a hand soap pump that we keep in the kitchen, and there's one in each bathroom. Your laundry soap, your softener, your hair conditioner, your hair soap, anything like that. You buy it once in the pump or in the plastic bottle, and then you buy these. And these are little refills. They come with these neat little twist-off caps, and you can actually rinse them out. You squeeze the refill into the bottle. You buy that plastic bottle one time, and then you buy these refills, and they are completely recyclable, just the way they are. Don't have to do anything special. You just put them in with the rest of your recycle. By the way, toothpaste is also that way. It comes in a plastic tube with a screw-off top, and when you're done with it, you rinse it out and throw it in with the rest of the recycle. Bottles, recyclable bottles, anything plastic or glass. It comes with a cap that stays attached. This cap, it stays attached. So throughout the time that you're using it, throughout the time that you're rinsing it or whatever you're going to do, I reuse these several times, that cap stays with the bottle. So you don't end up with them as trash along the side of the highway. It stays with the bottle. Eventually you throw that right into your recycle as well. And things like sugar, flour, that kind of stuff. A lot of them come in something like this, a little carton. And they have a little pop-off top, which also, again, stays with the carton. And you just dispense it from here. This, if you'll see, it says cassinade on it. What we look at in the U.S. as, we call it raw sugar, and a lot of us use it for coffee. This is actually brown sugar. It's the, non-moist form of brown sugar. But yes, indeed, this is what you use to bake when you're baking something with brown sugar. And trust me, it comes out just fine. And then you reuse it if you want to. A lot of people make birdhouses or something. Pop that thing on there. It goes right in the recycle with the other stuff. As does things like these. And that's another thing. They live small here. So something like this package of cranberries will last you for a long, long time. This is quite small. If you can see the size of my hand, they would fit right in my hand. But this is what the chocolate chips come in for cookies. And it's quite small. It's about half the size of the packaging in the U.S. But it's all the chocolate chips you need for your cookies. Again, totally recyclable. And it all goes in one bucket, which is terrific. Another thing that's a little bit different here is, if you'll see here, this is a basket that has a bunch of fruit in it, a couple of tomatoes and avocado, fruits and vegetables, and this one over here is our mostly root vegetables, onions, potatoes, things like that, peppers. Those stay out of the refrigerator until you're ready to use them. A lot of people don't ever refrigerate them. I like my fruit usually cold, so I'll refrigerate it the morning I'm going to eat it, and that's perfect. But they're perfectly fine out on the counter. It's the way it was done centuries ago. That's the way they still do it here. Same thing with eggs. There's a little basket for eggs. There's some eggs in there. And you buy your eggs, you stick them in the basket, and they're good to sit out on the counter for up to a month. And they're very fresh. You can easily test them to see if anything's gone bad with them, but I've never had anything go bad with them. Another thing we do is, this is a Butterbell. It's butter bell. There's nothing in it at the moment, but usually you fill this up with your butter. It'll hold a pound. It's, about a finger's depth. And then this is the other side of it. You put about an inch or so of water in there, cool water. Then you put your butter in there upside down. And the process of this little ceramic dish, just with the cool water at the bottom and the butter in the top, not only does the butter stay soft, but it stays fresh. You can have it on the counter for a month or two as well, and it's just fine. So they do things a little bit differently, a little bit more old-fashioned, except when it comes to recycle, where everything gets recycled. And honestly, it works. It works really, really well. And it's the way these little countries in the European Union as a whole is able to have these beautiful countries that we all love to visit and spend time in. And they're not completely trash because they live smaller, they recycle everything, they eat a little differently, they handle their food a little differently, packaging is very minimal, and it works. It works. And if it works across the entire European Union, I'm pretty sure it could work in America too. Why isn't it used in America? You might want to ask yourself that. I'm guessing it has something to do with profit. So, but we love it here. We love how it works here, and we're all in, and we enjoy our time here. Even our daily French press coffee. So, it's a fabulous thing, and this ought to say it, being different is not. It's good. There's nothing wrong with being different. There's nothing wrong with embracing the difference. And the sooner if you're going to live here and be a part of this country and this community, the sooner you do, the better you'll feel. And look, it's a lot easier on your pocketbook too. So you'll be able to save some money and go visit all those other countries next door because they all have beautiful things to offer. And we're looking forward to seeing some of those and sharing them with you. So thanks again for coming, as always. Thanks for listening. We appreciate you here at our fabulous French adventure. And à bientôt, and au revoir.